lived nearer the crime than I did, so they put him to the crime in my job, and I took his job in the control room.
Okay.
That clarifies that. My first task was to identify the aircraft, and to do that I phoned Heathrow Airport, air traffic control. They asked me to identify myself and give them my telephone number, and they gave me a password. We will phone you back. So they phoned me back within a few minutes. I gave them the password, and they said, right, we will now tell you what it is. And that was when we found out exactly what we had. It was Flight 103.
And around what time was that, in relation to when the plane actually went down?
That would be around about 7:30, I would think.
Okay.
So
that soon?
So
about a half hour after the plane had gone down?
Yes, I would say it was my first task, basically. I then notified the officers at Lockerbie, and I contacted the Chief Constable, Mr. John Boyd. He arrived in, called me to his office, and I briefed him on what I knew at that time. He then made off to Lockerbie, and I started to organise the control room. All the time we had volunteers coming in, both serving police officers and civilian staff, all wanting to offer their services. Some I directed to Lockerbie to help, some I kept. One of our major problems was communication, because the press were taking all the telephone lines. So the instruction of the Chief Constable was, get a line between Dumfries and Lockerbie, put a girdle on your end, I'll put a girdle on my end, and we keep it open all night, so that he could speak to me, I could